Hey, this is JJ from Richards Bay Wood Creations, and this week I'll be showing you one of the coolest office tables I've ever built using Construction Pine. Hope you enjoy. Alright, let's get started with this project. I'm using a 228 by 38 and cutting down the length of my tabletop. And what I'll do is I'm going to take two of them, same size, and just cut them off, and I'm going to be gluing them later on together. But this is the preparation of getting the wood cleaned up nicely and just sorting out all the edges, just so I can get a clean cut and a fresh look on it, that it doesn't have like the old marks of when it came out of the molds. So I'm just flattening it with my bench planer and putting it through my thicknesser as well, just to give it a nice clean cut. And plus it also squares out everything. So yeah, I'm laying them down. As you can see, I've got two tables that I'm building at the moment, but I'll just show you guys the one. And I'm marking out the place where I want my biscuits to go in. This is the nice thing about this tool that I've got, is a biscuit cutter. I don't have anything else fancier than this, but this helps me to line everything up, and I'm putting it like not even far from each other to make sure that I don't get a whop during the course of this build when I joint the two together, so it can be flush where the two joints get together. And just make sure that you clean out all the dust of the thing when you do a glue up, because you don't want to have that particles stuck in there and then it doesn't bond properly. And put some like a thick glue, and then using the wonderful tool that everybody has, and it's called the finger, to put that glue nicely and evenly spread out over this piece of wood, just to get it sorted out and make sure that you get every face covered. And that's pretty cool to know that when it's there, it's there and it will stick. And for me, I personally, I like a lot of glue squeeze out, because then I know I've glued it properly, and there's a lot of glue that I'm wasting in a sense, but it's also, I'm not wasting because I know that it's putting everything in the right place and will glue everything up nicely. And just, I've got these lacquer clamps that just goes and clamps everything together, and you just make sure that you don't over tighten them, because sometimes by over tightening it can damage. For instance, with this table that I've built, I've seen that there's one or two spots that I've tightened it super hard, and then it kind of dented the material, because it's a soft pine. It's not a hard wood like your oaks or your mahoganies and stuff like that. So I just went and did both sides. As you can see, both sides I've got some glue up. Now carrying on with the framework that I need to build, and this I used 50 by 76s, and I use the normal lengths. For me, the 4.8 meters long planks, because it's just easy for me to transport and everything. And cutting down the legs of the table, and then as there's leftovers, I use that to do the middle parts of the table, like where you joint them together, and just cleaning them also up, just going through them all. And as you can see, I've got small ones, I've got medium, and then I've got also the long ones. So you'll see how I kind of knit this thing together. And that's my tabletops all glued up, looking very lacquer, and it came out very nice. So after that, I'll come down with the sand, take all the glue off, and then eventually just get it to where it's flush and stuff. And this was a process of sanding, and if you are a woodworker and you know that the dust and the energy that you need to take in sanding things is always a mission. But that's a fun fact. This is part of woodwork, and if you don't get the time to say, I'm going to enjoy this time, then I don't know what you're going to do. Sanding is part of the process, and by this, if you have liked whatever I've been doing so far, and you find some helpful tips by now, I strongly ask you to get to that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel, because that will help. I really appreciate the support, and even if you leave a comment down below, I'll try my best to answer them all. If you got some tips, better tips to tell me what I could have done better in some areas, then please do leave me a comment. This is a part that I really enjoy. This jig that I've kind of built with a pocket hole jig, and I'm just clamping it down and drilling my holes in, and this will be just putting everything together. I've been enjoying lately just to use this, and it helps for me to assemble much quicker than where I used to. It does take a little bit of time to drill the holes, because I've figured some places where I clamp it, and then when I drill it, it doesn't hold onto the clamp, and then it moves, and then I mess up my wood. Then I have to do another piece. But that's part of the learning process of just doing things. I love to put glue in by my places of where I do clamp them together or screw them in together. This will give me a better bond on my material, and it will be also a stronger bond for the table. Well, that's just my thing. I know a lot of woodworkers do it as well, and it gives also the strength that you need. So if you build something and it's not really strong, and it's always coming loose or anything, I strongly would say that rather get some glue and just glue everything together. Now this is the one side of the leg that I'm busy building, and the framework that I'm doing here is like a type of a chair type of frame. Well, not really a chair type of frame, but yeah, I will call it a chair type of frame for now, until you guys can leave me a comment and tell me what type of framework it is. But yeah, just to give that a little bit of a leg at the bottom. So I've done a couple of them, and what I want to do is just to go over with a round bit and just round over all the edges, and this will give a cleaner look to just a square piece of material. I really enjoy just going, and I know you guys can tune me about this, but I know this is a big router, but the bit that I had only could have fit in this router that I had, and the other router that I have, it's small, and it can also it's easier to maintain, but I use what I have to the materials and the stuff that I've got to actually do my projects. So don't go all fancy on me. I'm just a regular woodworker. So now I'll go back to the other part of just mounting this frame together, is having the two sides, and then the longer pieces that you saw in the beginning is the pieces that I'm putting together, and this will form the back frame, just to give it a little bit more strength, so there's no wop and flexibility in it. And what I also enjoy to do is leave a little space at the bottom. Just put a little plank underneath it and give it a little space, so if there's a plug or something at the back, that it doesn't then it doesn't push up against the. And also just go in and glue that back parts in, and then screw it also down back, and that's the frame. And I use this little block, well, the sanding disc that I can put on my baby grinder, and just use that and just sand everything down, all the edges, making everything smooth. And then doing the paint, did a primer paint on it, and that will help just to seal all the wood, so it doesn't, when it maybe has a knot or something, that yellow stuff won't just spill out. And I'm using a light gray on this project, and it came out very nice at the end. And using a clear coat on the tops, just give that a nice color. At first I really didn't think that this will work, but eventually it came out very looking smart. And this is the final product, and it's really looking good. I just enjoy the grains on this piece of wood. And yeah, that's the full length of this cupboard, or this table that I built, and it came out really looking good. I wasn't sure about the gray and the clear coat top, but in the end it worked out pretty cool. And this is the final place where it's situated in its final home, and it's really looking good. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.